Hi, my name is Hannah Vincent, and this is what I call the first day flop. So, if someone asked you to get up in front of your entire college class and share your most embarrassing moment, would you do it? I personally never thought that I would. So, I've always gotten really bad migraines, but they never started to get really bad until I was going into 7th grade in junior high. They're normally prefaced by intense nausea and extreme pain that makes my head feel like it could absolutely explode. My mom gets migraines too, and she always has. She's been in the emergency room and urgent care to get injections to help ease the pain, but luckily I never needed that level of care from a doctor. It was the first day of freshman year. I was so excited and absolutely terrified at the same time. I wanted to present myself well because I was representing the four freshmen in ASB and the few freshmen that were on the junior varsity cheer squad. The time in my first period class flew by, faster than I could have ever imagined. My day was off to a really great start. Second period went by just as fast, along with my third period class. By the time my fourth period class came around, I wasn't feeling too hot. I started to feel somewhat nauseous, but I brushed it off as anxiety anyways, and I went on with my day. Lunch came around, and I was still feeling pretty sick to my stomach. So I went across the street to get food with friends. I ate my lunch and made it back on time before the bell rang for my fifth period class. I walked with my friend to her fifth period class because it was on the way to mine. I was starting to slowly feel worse and worse, but I wanted to push through. It was the first day of school after all. I wasn't going to give up now. We were almost done. As the class period went by, I started to feel so sick. Before I knew it, the migraine hit me like a truck. I knew that we were almost done with fifth period, and after the bell rang, there was only one more class after that. I was going to do my best to get past it so I could go home and rest that night and make it back for school the next day. Finally, the bell rang. I was so relieved. I just wanted to get out of that classroom, get to my next class, and go home. I was packing up my things. I stood up, and it all happened so fast. Splat. The next thing I knew, there was vomit all over my cheer uniform, all over my desk, all over me, and everyone was staring in disbelief at me. I had never been so embarrassed in my entire life. I immediately began to cry, as some might. I didn't know what else to do. My teacher looked at the back of the classroom in horror and ran over to me. I stood there frozen. My teacher got me water, tried to calm me down. She sent me up to the office with another student to make sure I was good getting up there, after calling the nurse and getting the go-ahead to send me. Once I was with the nurse in her office, she helped me get cleaned up, took my temperature, got me some more water, and made the call to my mom. My mom couldn't believe what happened. I think she felt worse about it than I did. I think she felt really bad for me. My mom picked me up about 20 minutes later and took me home. I got cleaned up, put my pajamas on, got into bed at about 4 p.m. that day. She advised me that I got some rest, and when I woke up, we would see how I was feeling. See if I was feeling any better. If not, we might evaluate going to see a doctor. I was only asleep for maybe about 10 minutes before I threw up again. This continued for nearly 2 hours of continuous throwing up about every 10 minutes until I couldn't throw up anything anymore and I was just dry heaving. Before my mom decided I needed to go to urgent care to see a doctor, I got my stuff ready, got prepared to go into the emergency room for the night, and we left. That night, I was given 2 injections, one for pain and one for nausea. And let me tell you, these were not small injections. They were huge, absolutely terrifying. I was asleep in the car within 5 minutes of getting sent home after seeing the doctor. I don't remember much else from that night. All I know is when I woke up the next morning, I was fine. Feeling better than ever, like nothing ever happened.